Right, and you are live. There we go. Welcome to this Christmas Eve late post-match Real United talk. Joined by Diedrich. How you doing, mate? All right?
Yeah, I'm good. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Busy as well, just as busy as you. But let's crack into it. Yesterday's game, Manchester United won it away to Everton. Carabao Cup, League Cup, whatever you want to call it. We won the game 2-0. What did you think overall?
I think overall, pretty good performance considering we had, 9 changes. I think I think it was just a case of getting through it. I mean, I wouldn't have been that fussed if we'd have almost gone out because I think it's more important that we challenge for the league at the moment. But yeah, if it's I think Ollie spoke the other day. He said that they're desperate to win trophies, so this is maybe one he's going to take seriously from now on. Maybe he literally is the season where we say, right, well, he needs to win at least one thing. And if that one thing was the Carabao Cup, so be it. But yeah, I think overall it was a really good performance. I think nobody really looked out of place. Nobody really looked like they'd been brought in from the cold. So yeah, it's always a good sign when you bring players in and they play well. So there's no rust or there's no lack of sharpness. They're all within that period. So it was really good.
Very good. What did you make of certain individual performances? I mean, Pogba, right or wrong, he started the game. Cavani's just come back from injury. Little niggle he's had. He came in. I mean, Twanzebe and Bai, I thought in particular, those two were very good, especially Bai partnering with Maguire. What
Mm-hmm.
did you think of like those individuals that are possibly on their way out? I mean, i.e., the Pogba.
I think Pogba had a pretty solid game, and I think, like I said, I don't think anybody really played particularly bad, but I don't think anybody really excelled. But I just think if you're grading everyone, you grade pretty much. If you rate it as, I don't know, 6 being average, 7 being above average, you probably rate it around about 7 for everyone. I don't think anyone really played particularly bad. But with the likes of Pogba, I mean, yeah, it pretty much kept it ticking, and that's what you want from Pogba in a game, though, isn't it? You don't want to be like going, oh, he's done this now. Oh, he's lost the ball here. He's done that. He's done this. When he keeps it simple and he keeps it really, he plays some amazing passes, then, he's one of the best players in the world. It's when he starts trying to take 9 men on.
Yeah, definitely. The change in goalkeeper yesterday as well. Dean Henderson came in. Whether people class the League Cup as a decent competition or not, it's still potentially a semi-final. Dean Henderson came in. I mean, it's a pretty big game as well. I think for a goalkeeper who's been used sparingly this season. How did you think he did?
I think he did really well. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of Dean Henderson now as well. Because I literally think he's took Romero's spot now. So,
Mhm.
and obviously, in the Champions League, you could use him against, well, we were using him against the likes of, the fucking Istanbuls of the world and so on and so forth. But obviously now we're out of that. We're in the Europa League again, unfortunately. I think that is literally it's going to be a case of Europa League, maybe early FA Cup, and obviously Carabao Cup, whatever's remaining of it, provided we get through to the final, will be Henderson's, and then maybe the odd game here or there in the league for him, providing on De Gea playing the Premier League games, and provided he doesn't drop another bollock as well, because I think also it's a good thing. Cause I don't understand where people get mad at the fact of we've got 2 ready-made goalkeepers. I see it's a good thing because obviously someone's going to unfortunately miss out, but that almost keeps you sharp, doesn't it? If you think to yourself, if I fuck up, I mean, I don't know. I'm contradicting myself because I said the opposite when I was on the other night with George. It depends how you see it. You either see it as in, is that more added pressure that you don't need, or is it the kind of pressure you need to keep you sharp. I mean, where do you sit on it? Because obviously you played goalkeeper, didn't you?
Mate, yeah, I mean, I like Henderson. I really do. Um, I was impressed with him on his first spell uh, at Sheffield. I think his second spell at Sheffield was even better. Um, and I do think I I really do think he should be given a good crack at being number one. Um, De Gea obviously has made mistakes. I think when I saw that lineup this morning, because I watched it back this morning, when I saw it this morning, I was quite comfortable. I really was. Um, I I don't feel, me personally, I don't feel as nervous as when I see De Gea in there, because I just think now it's come where you know that De Gea's got a mistake in him at the minute.
Mm.
But with Henderson, I've not really seen any mistakes yet. He's pretty solid. He controls his area
Mm-hmm.
pretty well. He does shout. I don't want to sound like I'm being racial or anything like that, but I think the fact that he's English helps with Maguire being captain because there's no language barrier.
Mm.
Um, I,
I mean,
I,
on that one, I'd say I don't know because I think Dave's fluent in English now.
yeah,
Obviously, he's been here for
but I think
8 years
when you're
now.
shouting though, Deirdre, right? When you're shouting and you're getting irate with your defenders or whatnot, and then adding to that the crowd noise and stuff, it is things can be misheard,
Mm.
mispronounced, or whatnot. But I just think like maybe a language barrier could be a problem there. I mean, I know De Gea's been there a long time. Maybe the players have lost confidence in him at the back.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a number of things. Um, but I think yesterday watching that partnership, or this morning, shall I say, watching that partnership of Bailly and Maguire, that looks solid. That looks absolutely rock solid. I don't think Bailly made any mistakes for me. He made a couple of fantastic clearances out of the box, in the few attacks that they had. I thought his man marking was spot on. I thought the reading of the game was spot on. He was getting in front of Calvert Lewin, nicking the ball off him. I thought he was absolutely brilliant, Eric Bailly. I really do. And it's just a shame that he can't keep himself fit. Twanzebe at right back. What did you make of him at right back?
I actually really liked Swansea. I mean, I also like Bay. I've never made that secret that I obviously really rate them. I rate them both. I think if Bay could stay fit, I think he'd arguably I'd be our best centre back. I think he's
Yeah.
better than Maguire. But Swansea, he's obviously really quick for a centre back as well. But it's those age old things about those two particular players. I mean, Bay, we've kind of known it since Mourinho. He's almost got that Phil Jones complex, hasn't he? Where he's literally not afraid to put his body in, and he almost dives in a bit too much. So he's getting himself injured a lot more because he goes for challenges that he shouldn't be going for. He's very rash. So I find like that happened a lot with Phil Jones towards in his early career. He'd go for silly challenges. He'd win the ball, but he ultimately injured himself. There's no professionalism involved. He doesn't think, and I think that's where Bay's kind of gone wrong. And hopefully, like we've said it numerous times, hopefully he can stay fit. But centre back is one of the most important positions on the pitch. It's not one of those ones where you can swap and change in and out and stuff like that because you need consistent. I mean, you can take a right back out and swap and change every now and then. Same for a left back. A centre back partnership, a midfield partnership, and a striking thing partnership. They all need to work in tandem. And a lot of the times, it comes off patterns of play. It comes off, memory of knowing where, if thinking to yourself, well, without saying, being able to have that kind of partnership where you don't need to say to your centre back, I'm going to push you up, you sit. It's almost like it becomes telepathic, doesn't it? You never really seen that with, Rio and Vidic. It was never they had to instruct one another. They almost knew what to do before the other one did it. Same for the likes of your midfield. You've got the Scholeses of the world and the Carricks and stuff like that. So I think The more you keep going, oh, drop him, take him out, drop him, take him out. And with Bailly, unfortunately, and I think hopefully, touch wood, I'm wrong on this, Tuanzebe doesn't go down that path. It's just going to be another fucking one of those things where you just say to yourself, what could have been? And it is a shame. Because, like I've said numerous times, Jones, when he first come in, I thought Phil Jones, when he first come in, I thought it was absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, the defending of him is brilliant, but he's just got injuries have ruined him. The older he's got, weirdly for a sense about the older you get, you normally get better. The older he's got, the shitter he's got.
Got worse, yeah.
Yeah. So I just hopefully something can change round. I mean, because it can happen. You can have earlier in your career have loads of injuries. Not very rarely you ever turn it round, but I remember Robin van Persie. He was very much like that. He was very injury prone for Arsenal. And then all of a sudden, like the season before we bought him, he managed to stay fit for the full season. And then we got him and we kept him fully fit for a full season. So, it can be done, but it's just very rare. And unfortunately, I think it might be those two players might not be able to.
Well, I mean, the reason why I said about the language barrier thing, mate, it's just that I think when you look at it, when you look at the starting back line, Wan-Bissaka, English, Lindelof, Swedish, Maguire, English, Luke Shaw, English, and then if Hendo comes in there, it's another English.
Yeah.
You can see where the Brexit FC stuff comes from. You look at the midfield as well. You got McTominay in there, obviously Scottish. It just seems to me that the back line. I read you right. It seems to me like that back line, that back four, that back five. He wants it to be not multinational. You know what I mean? He wants it to be a solid foundation from the same country, I suppose. I mean, but it just seems strange. Out of all the right backs in the world, all the centre backs in the world, he went for two English ones. A guy who was at Leicester and an up and coming right back at Crystal Palace. And you think to yourself, for that price of money, if you looked elsewhere around Europe, you'd probably got better, to be honest. But Cavani, mate, Cavani, it's going to be interesting because people said panic signing has been too old, can't do it no more. But I mean, to me, mate, that goal that he scored yesterday on his weaker foot, out of nothing for me. Out on the right hand side, he cuts in, fucking bang, mate. No goalie stopping that in my eyes. What did you think of him?
I thought he played really well. I mean, I think in the first half he was unlucky as well, especially the one where it comes to him on the volley. He hits it the first time. Obviously, good save, but I think he then controls the rebound, flicks it onto his left, and then has a goal with his left. I thought if that would have gone in, that would have been an amazing goal. But yeah, I thought he played really well. I think at certain points he almost struggled because I found when I think at Paris Saint-Germain, very often he was obviously, I think he played with Ibra, he played with Neymar and stuff like that. So they would almost come inside and come into his position. So he'd go out to the left or go out to the right. And I think he did that a little bit yesterday for Rashford. He kept going out wide, but obviously against the English team, in the French league, you probably could afford to get away with that. But you obviously can't do that in England. But I found whenever the ball went out wide, he wasn't really the greatest. But saying that, his goal almost did come from quite centrally wide, if that makes any sense. But it was just when we were trying to do our old counter attack thing, I thought he kind of held the ball. I thought he kind of slowed play down. But ultimately, yeah, I thought he played really well. And like I said at the time when we signed him, I said it was has been. I said it was a panic buy. I said it was a joke. I stand by supporters of that. When I say if we wanted him that bad, why didn't we sign him up straight away? Because that's the overall thing. If we wanted him, why did we get him earlier? Why did we leave it till deadline day to sign him if he was a free agent the whole time? But yeah, like I said, if he starts banging them in, and he plays really well, I'll be the first one to say I got it wrong. And so far, I am getting it wrong. I'm not ashamed to admit that. But yeah, long may it continue. And fucking hell, I hope at the end of the season I'm eating my words, and I hope people are clipping that up and saying, what a dickhead. Not bothered. As long as United are winning and he's scoring, I'm not exactly going to cry myself to sleep at night. Going, oh no, Man United player's playing well. Ultimately, if he's doing well for my club.
That's it, Mike. That's it. The Red Devil says, do you guys think he'll get banned for what he did to Mina? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I tell you what, they South Americans, don't they? Ollie was saying it yesterday, mate. They've had clashes before. No, I don't think. I think if he gets banned, it'll be for the Twitter comment or the Instagram comment he did. I think that's where the ban will come. But so United through to the semis, and Diedrich, we got Man City. I'm confident. I really am. I'm confident.
Oh yeah, you say I'm not.
Yeah. No, I think United are hitting their stride now. I really do. I think they're one of the top 3 form teams in the league. Not bad for a PE teacher, I might add. Right? He's been in the job 2 years now. I think you get that young lad in from Atalanta in January. Maybe Palestri comes through. I see the French league is going bust, so there could be a couple of bargains to be picked up in there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we'll still get overcharged somehow.
Oh yeah. But I think things are looking good for United going into the festive period, mate. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we are on the high, and it's crazy. Not to be philosophical, but this year's been fucking crazy. It's just, sorry to swear on you, child. It's just been such a weird year, from Bruno coming in to where we were before we were coming in, thinking, oh my god, this is awful. We're probably not even going to get top 4, and then obviously he comes in like a breath of fresh air, turns everything around. He starts scoring for fun. We beat City, and then the pandemic gets really bad. We all get locked down for months. And then it comes back, and we've all of a sudden got Pogba, Rashford, and everyone in the same team, and we're looking at amazing things. And then we run out of steam again towards the end, like 3 weeks later. And then we start this season off looking awful again, might add. Palace absolutely annihilate us. What was it? First game of the season, I think. No, not first game. I think it was actually. Yeah, I think so. First game of the season, Palace, weren't it? At home.
Palace, yeah.
Yeah. And then, Mourinho comes to town, absolutely just batters us. But then Ollie somehow, slowly but surely, grinds out a few results. Not convincing results, but, results nonetheless. And then all of a sudden, before you know, you're looking at it and you're going, oh shit, we've run like 7 away. Like, what's going on? And, I think results often can blur it a little bit, because yes, we've got the results, yes, we've got the win, and that's all that counts sometimes. But I'm not going to pretend that almost every single time we've won, we've played amazingly, because I think there's been some games where we've almost got lucky but come away with the win. West Ham away, I think we should have been at least 3-4-0 down at half time for that. Are you listening?
Well, mate, yes, I am. I've just seen your battery going down. I'm on 26%. So
no, I'm joking. But yeah, I think if we can almost solidify our performances and get the results, I'll be absolutely ecstatic.
Yeah, cool. So semi-final again. We know last season, Ollie, 3 semi-finals, 3 losses.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be wanting to go one better, I'm sure. It's been rescheduled, isn't it? So April is the final, I think it is. And then the semi-final is 1st or 2nd week of January, I think. I think we can go all the way. I really do. I really believe that. I think, as Akil says here, the City game will suit us. And yeah, I'd have been more worried if it was Mourinho, because how Mourinho sets his team out. you're
Yeah.
sitting back. But Man City generally play quite open. I mean, apart from the last derby game, which wasn't a good spectacle at all.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I would prefer Pep, mate, with this one. Well, I mean,
I
obviously,
mean,
Brentford would have been best.
I know, but I cannot understand where you're coming from. It's just I'm never confident when it comes to City, especially in the last couple of seasons, since they've become this dominant fucking force. That once was a period of time where I fancied just to beat them every single week, when we were under Fergie. But then ever since like Fergie's left and they've kind of got better and better and better and better and better, now it's almost like whenever we get a win or a result against them, I almost feel like we're the inferior team, and that's not disrespect to us or them. It's just ultimately I think they've arguably got the better squad than us at the moment. But yeah, I think if we could that's the thing though. That you've then got to think to yourself, even if we do somehow make it past City, I mean, I don't really want to play fucking Tottenham again ever this season. If I'm completely honest. Because I'd hate for us to get to the final, then can get beat 6-1 again.
Mate, to be honest, I think if we do get Spurs in the final, providing we get through City, I think it'll be a totally different game. I believe Ollie in what he said with the fact that with no pre-season, United did look off the pace. They weren't quick enough to the ball, they weren't closing down quick enough. So yeah, but I think now if you put Spurs in front of United now, it will be a close game, very similar, I think, to the game yesterday against Everton. But I think you know what Mourinho brings, mate. You know what he brings, tactics. He'll sit back, he'll rely on the counter with Son and fucking, I see Gareth Bale's injured again.
Surprise.
Yeah, So yeah, I think with Mourinho, it's obvious you know what's coming. And as you know, we all know United do struggle sometimes breaking teams down.
Yeah.
So I think generally the City game is best.
It might work out well for us. I mean, normally Harry Kane gets injured around about January, February every year. So touch wood, fucking get our voodoo dolls out and start stabbing him again. But yeah, I just don't know. I suppose after you've been completely embarrassed by a team like that, you almost are going to be a little bit like wary of watching them. But I mean, saying that, they touch wood, they have been going on a bit of a downward spiral lately. They are starting to drop points, so maybe a fixture pile up is becoming a bit of a thing for them. And obviously, with what's about to go down over the festive period, this is normally the point where the top teams, like the top four, start pulling away from the pack, especially the person at the front of the league. You always say that's why you always normally say whoever's top at Christmas tends to end up winning the league, because these next 3-4 games or something, because it comes so quick and fast, you get so many weird results. And I think if you can almost get maximum points through this, you almost give yourself a bit of breathing space, in the months of February and January.
Yeah, fair enough. Do you believe United are title challengers? I mean, there is a lot of talk of it. I know, obviously, the manager, they want to play it down and, take one game at a time.
Yeah.
But you look at the points and you look at the table and you think they've got to be. We win the game in hand with 2 points away.
Yeah, but I mean, yes and no. I know that's very much sat on the fence. It is quite spiky. But I think it's like I alluded to a minute ago. If the results match the performance, if the performances match the results that we've been getting lately, then yeah, I'd say we are title challengers. But we can't pretend like we played well in every single one of these matches that we've won. We can't pretend that we played really well against Sheffield United at first. We can't pretend that we played really well against West Ham. We can't pretend we played really well against Southampton. The fact of the matter is we've had to go down 1-0 a lot of the times in these matches. And I've said many a time, it's okay, like going 1-0 down and getting it, then thinking to yourself, right, pull my socks up now and get, and go for it now that we're 1-0 down. But it's okay doing that against the lesser team. It's when you start doing that shit against the likes of City, the likes of fucking much I want to say, Chelsea and stuff like that, because they will literally get 1-0 ahead of you, and they will go 2-3-4. They won't miss as many chances as the likes of fucking West Ham and all these other teams. So I think, I'm enjoying it for what it is at the moment. If I'm completely honest, it's nice to almost look at it and think just to yourself, well, if the game in hand doesn't mean shit if we don't beat Leicester at Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Because it'll be pointless. I think once we get if we can somehow get through this festive period with as many points as possible and win our game in hand, we'll know what kind of thing we're in at that point. Yeah. If that makes sense. I said at the beginning of last season. Beginning of this season, I said I just want us to get into the Champions League this season, and then next season I want a title challenge. And maybe the fact of the matter is we're getting it a bit earlier, or I honestly don't know. I'm so hit and miss about it. Like I said, I can't ignore. I can't be blind about it and be like, oh, Ollie's at the wheel, everything's amazing, because it is going great at the moment. Let's not lie. The results are looking great, but the performances need to match. If we can somehow, stop this conceding one goal shit and almost be like we were yesterday, go for it from the fucking first whistle, not when we've gone 1-0 down. Yeah. I'd feel a lot more comfortable, and I would literally be right behind us saying, yeah, we're going for it this season. Let's have a title charge. But I think it might be a bit premature yet. Let's see where we are. Let's see where we are in 5 games time.
Well, don't forget the old saying, mate, that a sign of a good team is not playing well and getting 3 points.
Yeah.
All right, and United have done that plenty of times this season already. Especially, you'd have to say, especially away, we've always conceded the first goal. And having to
I think if we can get home form, we look better away.
Yeah. Akil says, how do you think Poch down at PSG will affect Ollie mentally? Will it take the pressure off him? And if so, will that be a good thing considering we are in good form?
No, because I think I don't think he's took too much notice of it. I think you almost have got to kind of shut yourself off. Otherwise, I think as a manager, you'd almost drive yourself insane. You'd almost become obsessed with the person that you think is going to take charge over you. And I think if that's getting to you mentally, the fact that there's another coach available, then you're not the manager for us. I'm sorry, but I just don't see it. But I think, obviously, now that fucking Poch has gone to PSG, I give it till the end of the season before people start saying if he doesn't go to Arsenal, Tuchel's available.
Yeah.
So this person's available. Can go and get this person, go and get that person. So rumours never stop just because one person takes a job. It's like if fucking Pogba, if somehow, dear God, he signed a contract tomorrow, it still wouldn't stop the rumours. It still wouldn't fucking stop it. So yeah, I don't think it has any bearing on anything, if I'm completely honest. You might have a completely different opinion to me, but that's what I think.
I'm just thinking, I think you got to give a bit of credit to Woodward here for sticking to his guns. He's a big lover of Pochettino. We all know that. He's available. He could have.
Ferguson is.
Yeah.
Ferguson took him for a meal, tried to get him to come to United, didn't it? So.
Yeah. He could have took the easy way out. He could have bowed into the pressure and got rid of Ollie about a month ago, I would have thought, and then brought him in. But he didn't. He come out and said, they're to the long-term plan. They've got their targets for January. They're bringing in youth. The scouting network has been upgraded. So I think, in fairness, mate, I think for stability and consistency, I think Woodward deserves a bit of credit there because, like I say, he wasn't afraid to get rid of Mourinho. He wasn't afraid to get rid of Van Gaal. And they won trophies. Ollie ain't won nothing yet.
I'm not. I'm not being seen on fucking the internet praising Ed Woodward. You can shove that up your ass. I'm not fucking doing it.
Well, I'm just
Christmas
saying,
in all Christmas, I'm not doing it.
he could have took the easy way out. He could have said, "Look, this is a situation. The results ain't going our way. You know, we're out of the Champions League, especially. That could have been the nail in his coffin. We're out of the Champions League."
You've got to think of it the pessimist way. Perhaps he only doesn't want to sack Ollie because he knows he can do whatever the fuck he wants to him.
Well,
and he won't moan.
Yeah. I mean, these are, all theories, of course, but I thought if he was ever going to get rid of him, it would have been after the Champions League. He had the prime excuse ready there. You go away to Leipzig needing a point. You were top of the group and you're 3-0 down. You get it back to 3-2 and you still go out. You finish, third. You get great result against PSG away again. It was just, like I say, he had the excuse ready made for him. That was the time for me, but he didn't. I think fair
That's
play.
the thing with Ollie, though. I think because he's that much of a United darling, which I'm not going to act like I'm not Ollie in. I absolutely adore the guy. I think that it's different than any other manager, like the likes of Van Haal's or Mourinho's. I think if those people would have been in charge and that happened, maybe would have got rid of them. But I think because Ollie's such a fan favourite, he's a club legend. I think it would almost cause fucking uproar. And I think for Ollie to get sacked, he's almost got to fucking be on a rut like the kind of run that Arteta's on at the moment.
Yeah. I think maybe from business point of view, I think Woodward may have shot himself in the foot a bit here, hiring Ollie in the first place because, like you said there, fan favourite, club legend. He's got to back him, I think.
Yeah, and it's like, and we've still got people in the fan base that still fucking support Van Gaal. We've still got people in the fan base that still support fucking Mourinho. The likes of the fucking Mike LUHGs and all these other fucking weirdos. And they're still clinging on to the fucking hope that we might get those people back. So you can only imagine what would fucking happen if we did one day get rid of Ollie and fucking someone else came in. They wouldn't even ever get a fair crack of the whip because the fan base would almost condemn them straight away because of the loyalty for Ollie.
Yeah, fair point. Let's talk about Lingard, mate. Rumour this morning. I've seen it in the paper. Getting an extension or a new contract. What do you make of that?
Who's fucking trying to ruin my Christmas Eve already? I'm
just reading what they're saying there.
I think I tweeted it out straight away. I was just like, well, why? I honestly don't know. Unless he's out of contract at the end of the season and he goes for free, and you're trying to maybe hope that you can sell him on in the summer, or you've got somebody in your ear saying, I'll buy him, or you're hoping you can actually sell him for a bit of money. Those are the only reasons I can maybe, explain why we want to extend his contract. Because for me, if you're a Man United player and you almost have got a full season, let's not fucking forget this. In the Premier League, he almost went, if not for that weird goal he scored at the last game of the season, the last kick of the fucking season, let's not forget, against Leicester, without scoring or assisting the goal, then I'm sorry, how the fuck can anyone justify you getting your contract extended when it literally takes you till the last kick of the fucking season to score your fucking first goal or to get an assist? It just doesn't make sense. And
you don't.
Unless maybe they're doing it for morale purposes or whatever. I don't know. But I think, personally, in my opinion, it doesn't deserve it. Fair enough. You can say you've had a lot of shit going on. You can say mental health and stuff like that. I completely understand. Nobody's more sympathetic on that regard than me, you know what I mean? I had 3 months off work this year with my mental health. I'm not going to fucking pretend this shit doesn't exist. But, do you know what I mean? It's just really, really, really weird.
Well, I
Honestly,
did read that his contract ran out in 2021. So,
perhaps that's why perhaps they're trying to keep hold of an asset, maybe as they see
yeah.
it, and they don't want somebody to walk away and not reap any money back from them. That is the only way I can imagine the
The
reason
thing is,
why
though,
they're doing that.
knowing that he's available like January to start talking,
To
will
foreign
he?
clubs, yeah.
Yeah, will he sign the contract? I mean, that's the risk that Wood was running, isn't it? I mean,
Well, I mean, I almost hope for him because I'm not going to pretend that Lingard's not, I'm not going to pretend he's a knobhead or he's a fucking horrible piece of work and I want him out of the club because he's a fucking bad influence in the dressing room or anything like that. I mean, nothing could be further from the truth. Apparently, he's one of the nicest people in football. Do you know what I mean? I know people that have met him that have run into him in Manchester and stuff like that, and said he's such a nice lad. So I don't wish any ill will towards him. I just don't think he's good enough for United. I think we're almost all blinded by that purple patch he had under Mourinho when we were all calling him fucking Messi Lingard.
yeah.
And do you know what I mean? I hope he maybe does get a loan out of the club or does get a move out of the club and, goes on to, what's the word, resurrect his career because even the people have touted him for his talent, you know what I mean? I mean, I think he went out on loan to Birmingham and I think he scored 4 goals on his debut in the Championship. And people like the likes of Ferguson have said, they've spoke glowingly of him in his youth career, said, like, who was going to be one of the best players at the club. And I remember when Van Gaal brought him in, I was excited by him. But it's just not worked out. It's just not carried on at that thing. And people have got the illusion that he's a young lad. He's not. He must be about 26, 27, 28 now.
Red says we played better and quicker without Pogba. I'll totally agree with that, to be honest. Akil says apparently Akil says apparently the contract extension is to sell him in the summer for some money rather than free. I hope that's the case. Do hope that case. Red says, what about Alaba on a free at the end of the season? What do you reckon, DD?
100%. 100%. If not, try and get him in now. Literally say to Bayern, we'll give you 15 million. And they'll say to him, right, we'll pay you whatever you want. 100, 200, 300 grand a week. Here's a blank check, right, what you want on it. That guy is absolutely world class.
I think he comes in, mate, he goes straight into the thing for me.
100%. He's quite quick. He's got a brilliant strike on him. He's fucking awesome from dead balls. Do you know what I mean? He can play left back. He can play CDM. He can play mid. He can obviously play centre back. 100%. Move fucking heaven on earth to get him.
Where would you play? I mean, you said there multiple positions. Where would you play him?
Me, I'd play him at centre back.
Would you? Yeah. You chuck him in with Maguire or chuck him?
I'd play him in spite of Maguire. I'd play him in Lindelof.
Yeah. I've got to say, mate, for me,
I mean, for Austria, I think he plays more as like a Matic role.
Yeah, I was just about to say, mate, I'd chuck him in the CDM, to be honest. As replacement for Matic. I mean, you think about chucking in McTominay and Alaba in there, then you've got Bruno in front. That sounds good. It looks good. I wouldn't put him in at left back because you've got 2 left backs there already.
Or 3 if you count Williams.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, like you and Red say here, at centre back, I mean, it would solve a centre back issue.
I think we do need a centre back, 100%. But obviously, perhaps we can get him in, and like I said, with what's going on in League O, maybe pull one in from there as well. Because obviously they're pretty much skint. So hopefully we could raid a few French clubs.
Yeah, it's interesting as well because I was talking to someone yesterday. Would you take back Memphis Depay out of there?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a striker, I think he has improved his game, and I think it'd be pretty much actually no, I wouldn't, because we've got. I'm not too sure whether we've got a buyback or a first refusal. I think it's a first refusal. So if it's a buyback, we've got that. I've heard 50 million or something. I've heard both stories. But that would mean that, so for example, if they wanted to buy us back, if they were that fucked, we'd have to give them 50 million. Even if they were fucking like, well, asking everyone else for 10, we'd have to give them 50, as far as I'm aware.
Maybe there was, mate. Maybe there'd be. I mean, Woodward's he's a businessman, and he'd probably be able to get that down or get that fucking taken off, mate, or scrap.
Pack of Doritos or some shit.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, you look at the players, you know, that are in the French league. There's some good talent in there, mate. Good team.
Oh yeah.
You know, you got some decent fucking players out there. And if you nab one of them, you know, 5 million.
Oh yeah, you've got Camavinga, you've got that centre back. I always forget his name. It's completely gone. You've got Renato Sanchez, who didn't do that well at West Ham, but has then gone to Lille and is bossing it. There's also a Canadian lad who plays up top for Lille, who's really good as well. So there's a couple of really good players over there.
Well, mate, you can get Neymar for 5 million. It's bargain, isn't it?
Well, no, I don't see that. I think PSG will be the only club that will be all right during all that. Yeah. Believe it or not. I wonder why though.
Yeah. You wonder why. Is there anything else for it? Right, let's talk about
Christmas.
Christmas, yeah.
Is Die Hard a Christmas film?
No, fuck off.
Yes, it is.
No. What are you doing for Christmas then? What's your plans? What's your routine? Christmas Eve.
Well, this is going to be my first Christmas not spent in my hometown of Blackburn, so it's obviously a bit of a different one. Because obviously anyone who knows me knows that I moved up to Newcastle about 2 years ago, and like last year, I went back home for Christmas Eve, and like spent it with my family. Whereas this year we're doing the opposite, so I'm spending Christmas Eve here, and then spending Christmas Day back in Blackburn. So I'm travelling home tomorrow. So anyone who knows that I'm like sat on my bed now. Normally I have my chair set up. I'm sat in like at my workstation, but obviously I can't. So that's in the car. So yeah, I'm literally just gonna fucking wait for I need to have my partner's name then. Wait for her to come home. She's at her mum's at the minute, seeing family, socially distanced, and then literally I think I might put on a face mask, get some Christmas pajamas on. She's got a cheese board and all that. Well, I might order a curry and fall asleep watching Die Hard. What about you? What are you going to be doing?
Me and the kids, we usually have something to eat this evening, and then we just settle down, you know, and just have a couple of snowballs. Not the kids. Yeah, have a couple of snowballs and that, and yeah, we just chill out watching Christmas films, mate. Just, you know, winding down. We sit and watch Santa, don't we, on the laptop, see where he is.
I thought you were going to say the movie, the Santa Claus. I went to ask you which one.
Yeah, before we did the show. That's right. Yeah, we was watching Santa.
I think he was in Fiji about an hour ago. Last time I checked.
Well, last time we saw him on Google, he was in Malaysia, wasn't he? Just out there, and it estimated about 9.5 hours, wasn't it? Till he comes. So we got our carrots and cookies ready, haven't we?
Because I've got a mini bag.
Yeah. So we got that ready. Yeah. So yeah, we just chill out. We'll watch some films. What are we going to watch tonight? Huh? Santa Claus, Grinch.
I think I might put this on for kids.
What's that? No, mate. Wait, you know what? I'll see your thing this morning. What the hell did you buy Cyberpunk for?
Because I want to. Because I'm an adult and I've got adult money. No, I think it might call. I think it might say good. I just wanted to play it for myself. And you've got to remember the bugs and everything was on the original base PlayStation 4 and the Xbox, whereas I've got a PS5.
Yeah, but you're still playing backwards compatible, aren't you?
Yeah, but I just wanted it. It was just 50 quid, so I thought, I mean, literally the second I finished yesterday, I went a bit funny with my money because I managed to get Demon Souls, which is normally 70. I got that for 50. Got Cyberpunk for 50, and then I spent. Just making sure I'm. Oh, she's out. I spent 600. I spent 600 quid on 3 pairs of trainers. So but I've got them shipped. I've got them shipped from my mum's house in Blackburn, so she won't know.
Oh, right. You're just going to pick them up, just chuck them in your bag then. Yeah.
Yeah. She says like because my partner's coming down to Blackburn with me, and then she's coming back up to Newcastle in between, and then coming back down to Blackburn on New Year's Eve. So if she says like where these trainers come from, I'll be like, oh, I've had these for years. They've just been in cupboard. Don't worry about them.
Akil said he's been, I think he's all about Alaba, world class for Bayern at left back and CDM, not so much at centre back. Bayern fans think he is not as good as people think as a proper centre back, but his recovery pace and passing qualities will make us better. And Red Devil, his only worry is he's not over 6 foot to play as centre back.
Well, I don't know because you've seen other centre backs do well that haven't necessarily been 6 foot. I mean, obviously no one will really remember this, but do you remember that period of time where who did we have at centre back? It was fucking Chris Smalling and Daley Blind for like a season, weren't it? Was that Van Gaal? Was that Mourinho?
Yeah, I think that was Van Gaal, mate. He played two CDMs, didn't he, in front of him?
Yeah, he played one left-footed centre back and one right-footed centre back, and I thought that worked really well. I mean, I've got to admit, I don't know many Bayern fans that said he isn't playing well, but I mean, Bayern have almost got an embarrassment of riches in that league. Unless anyone who's anybody, apart from like people at Dortmund, well, actually, no, I'll tell a lie because they even get them as well. Anyone who's anyone in that league just gets pretty much hoovered up by Bayern. Yeah. Besides Werner and fucking Havertz, but they had to go for pretty much ridiculous money. So I can understand maybe why Bayern. I mean, but Bayern have pretty much rolled out. Oliver Kahn, the ex Bayern and Germany goalkeeper, he pretty much came out the other day and said, "We've rolled out the red carpet for Alaba, and we've tried our best to keep him, but unfortunately, it looks like he is going to be going." So, do you know what I mean? Bayern don't tend to let go of players that they want to. So it says something when if there's anyone's any good, Bayern will normally keep hold of him. So it says something that they literally can't manage to keep hold of him, but they're trying to keep hold of him, if that makes sense. Like Thiago, they didn't want to let go of him. So, do you know what I mean? Hopefully we can get him. I don't see it happening. I've got to admit. I think maybe the likes of Liverpool or anyone else, the Real Madrid, the Barcelonas, the Juves of the world might hoover him up. But yeah, I hope we can get him 100%.
I think the stats show it's quite hard to get players out of Bayern Munich.
Yeah. I can only think of 2 players we've ever bought from Bayern Munich, and that was Owen Hargreaves and
Schweinsteiger,
yeah. Schweinsteiger was past his best, and fucking Owen Hargreaves had a fuck knee, so that's all you need to know.
Yeah, I think, they don't really, traditionally, they don't let their players go, do they? I mean, they tie them down for as long as they can. So I think January, the talk is going to be about Alaba. I think, with Bayern, do they need the money? Do they let him go?
Yeah, I just hope that they're not, because this is the thing, because he's in a foreign league, we can literally sign him on a pre-contract for the summer. So we can literally just say, it's going to go one or 2 ways. Either he's going to get a move out in January, because Bayern are going to accept anything rather than, they're saying it's better, isn't it? It's better to get something rather than nothing. So maybe the resolve can be tested, but you then got to take into account what's more important to them, 10 million or whatever money it's going to cost, or the position in the Champions League, because they obviously might be trying for a second title. Champions League, sorry. And Alaba is testament to that. He's quite important to them. So what's more important, the Champions League or 5-10 million? But then you've got to take into account. I think if we can launch good bid, I can see us getting him. But I think if we leave it to the whole letting him decide for himself, and everyone around Europe gets touted about and he goes somewhere for free, I can't see him coming to us unless we literally say we do the whole fucking Evans Hell Show thing. We're like, go out there, see what's out there, then come back to me, and they fucking almost say to them like, whatever anyone else offers you, we'll offer you 20,000 more.
Well, Red Devil says here, how will Ed be able to do it without add-ons? Yeah, he does love his add-ons, doesn't he? Right, mate, we've got to wrap this up because I've got to have some dinner and get settling down and get little one bathed and everything like that. So,
we're talking about. Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about an innuendo there.
No. Yeah, so I mean, basically, everyone, you know, it's been, I think, for the world, it has been a shit year. Hopefully, you know, next year we can make it a little bit better between us. Hope everyone has a nice Christmas and, you know, follow.
I thought you were about to start singing "Fucking Feed the World." Then feed the world, make it a better place.
I mean, the thing is, right? I mean, you know, you look at Christmas and you think to yourself, right, family time and stuff like that, and you know, these new set of rules and the situation that's going on at the minute, that obviously can't be done.
Yeah.
So my advice would be just to make the best of it, make the best of a bad situation.
Because we're going into lockdown for Boxing Day anyway, aren't we? Pretty much. Well, you lot are down there. I'm not.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope you all have a great Christmas. I hope you all stay safe. You know, don't be stupid. You know, you know what you got to do. You know your responsibilities. You got to do, and yeah,
it's not worth it. It's not worth putting people's lives at risk for a piss up. Do you know what I mean? If you're gonna go and see family and shit like that, stick to your bubbles. Don't be going out mixing, going into eight different people's houses, because it's not worth it. And you know, fair enough, you might have a bit of a better Christmas, but it won't be any good in January when your loved ones are potentially in hospital. So just keep safe and, you know, do it sensible.
Yeah. Thanks for that comment, Red, mate. Really appreciate it. You know, as long as people enjoy it, I mean, you know, majority of us have got obviously, you know, around our own families and lives and that we got to obviously come first, but we do what we can. And yeah,
when we can.
Yeah. Hopefully, I mean, Boxing Day, Diedrich, you're not around, are you? I'm not around.
I'm not around.
Hopefully, someone else.
I'll try and get George Carl to do it, but I don't know. After the last video on me, George and Pancakes did, we got like something like 7 likes and 9 dislikes. So clearly, somebody doesn't like somebody on that fucking channel on that video.
You know what? Red enjoys it, mate. As long as people enjoy it, that's the main thing. I've always said, as long as one person likes it, you know, fuck the rest. But yeah, hopefully, you know, you all stay safe. You all have a great Christmas. And yeah, don't be silly about it. You know, just keep yourself safe. And yeah, we'll speak to you soon. Then, I mean, Diedrich, anything you want to add?
Yeah, I just hope Nansen Bance has a shit Christmas.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything? You want to say Merry Christmas to everyone?
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
There we go. Right. So yeah, hope you all enjoy it and speak to you all soon. All right. Take care and keep yourself safe.